What's up guys, welcome back to my corner. I'm super excited because I found the thing that I film with, the camera that I film with, so I can now do a sit down video, and my vlogs I can put all my intros and outros and all those things back into it. Today I'm doing a story time. I haven't done one in a while, and as you can tell by the title, I'm going to be talking about time. My school got on fire twice. So the first time our school caught on fire, I was in the 8th grade, and it was at our middle school, and I don't even remember smelling any smoke or anything burning, and I don't remember seeing anything because I think it happened on the top floor. I still to this day don't even know what happened, what caused the fire, but we were all sitting in 4th period. We only had 6 periods, so 4th period is when we would go to lunch, and after lunch we would go to 5th period, and we didn't even really, I think we had 4th period had just started. We were just sitting in there and we kind of were just chatting. At the beginning of our 4th period class, my 4th period class anyway, we would kind of just like chat and get calmed down and ready for the bell to ring. And I think just like 10 or so minutes after the bell rang, the fire alarm goes off, and we all thought it was a drill. And I remember us asking the teacher, like, do we have a fire drill? And she's like, not that I know of. So then we were all like, is this real? So I remember we go outside, we go out the door we're supposed to exit through, and we line up like we're supposed to. And then as we're lining up, the teachers were collaborating. They were like, no, like, we need to leave the premises. So I remember we walked across this big cornfield. Right next to our middle school is this big cornfield, and on the other side of the cornfield was like a church. It's a big cornfield. Like, we had to walk a long time. Everybody had to walk in a perfect line because we hadn't done the like attendance count yet, because usually during fire drills, tornado drills, lockdown, anything like that, the teachers are supposed to call attendance and make sure every student is there. That was at school that day. We didn't get to do that right away. We had to walk all the way across this cornfield first. Everybody was like, what's going on? Nobody knew what was going on yet. And we get across to the cornfield, everybody lines up where their teachers tell them to, and then we do roll call, and the teachers were like, I don't want to say they were frantic, they were pretty calm, but I just remember all the students were like freaking out because we just did not know what was going on. And I remember our teacher, she does roll call, and the next thing you know, we find out it's a fire. So we didn't know how big the fire was. We were all like looking back at the school to see like if we could see flames or anything. And I don't think, it wasn't that big of a fire that like the whole school burned down. I'm sorry if you were hoping to hear that in this story time, but we did not have school the next day, and it was really crazy. I remember I had left my phone in my locker because in middle school I was too scared to carry my phone around with me during class. In high school I had it out all the time, but in middle school I was way too scared to carry my phone with me during school, so I always kept it in my locker. And I always had a phone. I just had the phone with me just in case something would happen, but it's not useful when it's in your locker. I learned my lesson to carry it with me at all times, because if it was something more serious, I might have needed to call like my mom or somebody. But I remember we were sitting there after they did roll call, after they told us it was a fire. Next thing you know, we hear like the fire engine, and the fire station is literally right down the road from our school, thank goodness. I think that's why the fire didn't get as big as it possibly could have. I don't even know if there was ever really I don't even really know what happened with this fire. I just remember we all evacuated and we didn't have school the next day. I remember I left my phone in my locker, my book bag was at school, all of my belongings, like all of my books and stuff were still on my desk for 4th period. Like pretty much however the school was before we had to evacuate, that's what it looked like when we came back. Not the next day, but whenever we came back. And I'm pretty sure the fire happened on a Thursday. We didn't have school that Friday, and that Monday when we went back, I really don't even know if I'm being honest. Like, I'm pretty sure we didn't have school the next day. It might have been a Friday, I really don't remember. And I didn't have my phone for a whole weekend. Like, it was terrible. I didn't have my phone, and nothing that I keep a lot of my like journals and notebooks in my book bag for school, so I had nothing to do during the weekend. I was just like, ugh. But all my stuff was in my book bag and in my locker. And we were all like, you know how kids are about school. We were like, I hope our books burn. I hope the school burns down. Everybody was saying crazy things like that. I'm like, no, I don't hope the school burns down. I hate school a lot, but I don't hope it burns down. My phone is in there, you know? That's the only thing I care about. Anyway, So that's pretty much what happened the first time our school caught on fire. We had to walk across this big cornfield, and what got me is we had no clue what was going on at all. Like, the teachers weren't saying anything until we got all the way across this cornfield. So the whole way walking over there, everybody's just freaking out, like, what's going on. But it ended up not being that big of a fire, but it was big enough for us to have to leave, like, the whole premises. Like, say this is the school, and, like, this is the door we went out of. Normally we would have to walk about this far away from the school, but we had to walk all the way across this big cornfield all the way to the church. And eventually people were calling their parents to come pick them up at the church, and then buses were issued out to take kids home, because by the time we probably stood out there for 3 hours, because by the time those 3 hours were up, the school day was over anyway. Even though the school is required to feed you, we can't do that if the school burns down. So now I'm going to get into the second time our school caught on fire. Okay, so the second time my school caught on fire, I was in high school. I don't remember, I think it might have been it was my junior year. So I remember coming to school. My mom used to drive me to school because I didn't get my license until after I graduated. Judge me, I don't care. I remember pulling up to school in my mom's car while she was driving me, and I remember getting out and seeing almost everybody outside just standing there. Everybody still had their book bags on. I was like, are we not allowed to go into school yet? Because I used to get there right at like 7:15, and the bell rang at 7:30. The 7:25 bell would ring as a warning bell, and then 7:30 was when everybody should be in their classes. So I got there about 7:15ish, and everybody was standing outside. Like, all these people were standing outside. And I'm like, why is everybody, like, did they not open the doors yet for the school? Like, why do we have to like, be outside? And somebody, like, now I've seen people coming from inside the school to outside the school. I'm like, what is going on? And so, you know, me, I used to have the biggest fear in school that somebody was in the school doing something they weren't supposed to. I'm not going to say what, because I don't want it to hit people close to home. So the first thought in my mind was something bad was happening in the school that we had to leave, besides a fire. I was thinking other things that you probably know what I mean. And that's the first thought that went through my mind, so I started freaking out. And then somebody told me the fire alarm went off, and I was like, okay, so maybe it's just a fire, or are we having like an early fire drill? But at least I think somebody ended up saying some dust from like the construction class got into the heat vent and like created, I don't even know what happened. I think it just made smoke and made people think there was a fire and made the fire alarm go off. I don't even know really what happened, but I remember it was like a real fire again in our high school in the same town. So I don't know if like, and I remember in 6th grade, now that I think about it, there was a fire in our gym because one of the vents caught on fire. I think our schools are so old in our town that they just were always having problems. Like the bathrooms would flood all the time, fires in the vents and stuff, because our schools are like really old. I remember my junior year, everybody was standing outside right as the 7:30 bell rang. And they figured out the fire department never even came, I don't even think. We all just went back inside, and they found out that it wasn't that serious, and I was like, we wasted 1st and 2nd period, which, hey, I don't care. But I'm pretty sure that's what happened. If you're watching this and you went to my school and this happened, tell me what happened, because I don't remember exactly what happened the second time our school caught on fire, but this was at the high school. And somebody said from the construction class, dust from the construction got in one of the vents. I don't know if that's really what happened, because you know how like when things happen, people like to make up their own story about it. So that sounds like it makes sense, but I don't know if that's really what happened. That is my story time of a time my school caught on fire twice. The one where my middle school caught on fire was the scariest one, just because it was a weird situation and I didn't have my phone for a whole weekend and we had to leave school. That was a more serious situation than the second one, and that was definitely more scary. But that is all I have for today. So thank you guys so much for watching this story time. I love doing story times, but sometimes I don't ever remember what happened completely, so I have to like stutter and figure out what really happened. But if you have ever been in a situation like this at school, like if it caught on fire or something like that, comment down below. Or if you were ever at like work or anything and like your work caught on fire, I don't want to hear any sad stories like your work caught on fire and you burnt your finger or something scary. I don't want to hear anything scary, but something that was almost really scary but not super scary. So anyway, I'll see you guys next time on my corner. Don't forget to like, comment, and if you subscribe, you're going to help me build my K-Nation. And if you're subscribed right now, thank you so much. Don't forget to comment your ideas down below. I need ideas. I want to do a lot more summer like videos, like water balloon fight or something cool like that. So if you have any cool summer video ideas, comment below. I think I'm going to do some reactions in the near future, so look out for those. Comment down below what I should react to. And I'll see you guys next time on my channel. I don't even know why I just did that. Goodbye, guys.